Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have to talk about this opportunity. I don't see how the stars are ever going to be more aligned than they are for Pulsechain, Hex, and Pulsex to do amazing things this cycle. As we speak, there are shipments, containers that are on their way to people right now. They're somewhere, maybe in the Atlantic, doing something like this. Or maybe they're coming from the Pacific. We don't know. What we do know is they're headed for this country right here. Why? Because in crypto, it is not the best project that wins. It is the one that everyone hears about. The one that gets the buzz is the one that gets the volume. Richard Hart and his community understand this deeply. They know that the game has changed. They know it's not about the tech, although their tech is awesome. It is about mind share. You need to get mental real estate. People need to hear about you before they hear about anything else. And Richard Hart, you gotta respect this guy. He has been planning for this for a long time. Listen to this. It's funny that so many people are focused on this bear market. I am focused on the next bull market. This was in 2022. This is the guy you want on your team. This is the guy you want to support because this guy understands the market like nobody else and he is ready. Listen to what he has to say.
How many people out there are executing code on bad networks with huge counterparty risk and ideas that are terrible? A lot, a ton, a huge amount. And why aren't they doing things that are better? Because they don't know those better things exist. And it's your job as a person that wants to make the world a better place. You have to tell them. It is no one else's job but your own. If you want to make the world a better place, you have to make it better yourself. And if you want people to do better, you've got to show them what doing better looks like. And that's why I think direct mail is so cool, is because it's a lot harder for people to censor your speech. You know, if you want to put an ad on Google, they censor you. If you want to have a video on YouTube, they censor you. You have to beg the algorithm. Please, algorithm, I made a stupid face in my thumbnail. Can I please get some views, please? And direct mail doesn't have that problem.
I looked at a recent survey that was conducted on 2,000 people. This was in the US. In that group, 95% of them, they had heard about crypto before, but only 35% of them said that they understood it. 21% of them owned crypto. And of the other 79% that did not own any crypto, 20% of that group said that they plan to invest in this year. This was in 2025. So they are looking to get in. But 55% of them said that researching crypto is overwhelming. Now, I want to focus on this number, the ones that want to get in. They don't own anything. They don't know anything about it, but they want to get in. The US has around 340 million people. That is a lot of people. But let's assume that this gives us a representation of what the sentiment is in America, where those shipments are heading. If you extrapolate this number to the full population of the US, which is 340 million, what you have is 53.7 million people who do not know anything about crypto, but are looking to get in. Now, let's say that not all of them hear about Pulsechain. Let's say that only 1% of them hear about Pulsechain. That's still 500,000 people. If you compare that to the current number of holders in the major tokens, you have Hex that has 370K, Pulse with 155K, Pulsex with 225K, most with only 8,000, Pump with only 4,000. Can you imagine what would happen if you add this number of people to the chain? Do you know what that would do to the price? It would be ridiculous gains. Richard Hart, man, the guy knows what he's talking about. He's not buying ads on Google. He's not paying influencers. The guy is going via Post. Stephen Bartlett, you know who that is? This guy talks to the greatest minds on earth, the greatest marketers on earth. Look at what he has to say about Post.
She didn't just make a 7-minute video, she also sent the video via unsaturated, less noisy channels, figuring out how to get it round back past the PAs, not into the saturated inboxes, maybe into the Post. I think Post is so unbelievably unappreciated as a medium in a world of laziness, where nobody wants to go to the post box. You're all on the receiving ends of thousands of DMs and messages a month, and sometimes some of them get through.
If the community did more direct mail, more outreach, more things that people care about in a professional manner, then the rest of the world could be exposed to the miracle, the beauty of open source peer-to-peer communication and security in the most performative asset class that has ever existed in the history of mankind.
Direct mail. They're literally sending physical devices into hundreds of thousands of homes. You cannot block that. You cannot scroll past it. Whatever it is, people are going to show their friends, which is why this is a huge opportunity, a massive opportunity that you do not want to sleep on. You at the very least, need to inform yourself and get your friends and family to inform themselves as well, because I don't think this setup is ever going to happen. It's never going to be this good again. Listen to what Richard Hart himself had to say about this.
I'm excited about the future. I've never been safer. I'm bulletproof. I've been planning for this my whole life. I've been planning for this exact type of thing my whole life. I'm ready. I'm prepared. And our people are prepared.
This is a post that he sent out in July 27, 2025. In that post, he's like, so crypto, what are you going to do when the mass marketing starts ripping faces off? People are going to hear about Pulsechain. They're going to hear about Pulsex and Hex and Pump.tires before they hear about anything else. Hex did a 10,000x in price the first time, and that was with massive gatekeeping. Now it is on its own chain, Pulse, and when Pulse goes up, Hex is going to go up with it. Richard Hart has done a fantastic job at building out this chain. Pulse, Pulsex, Hex, Pump.tires, they all reinforce each other. There's so much burning on this chain and value that is being accrued. It is insane. He says, dry powder ready to explode. This is so bullish you have no idea. What dry powder is he talking about? He could be talking about the dry powder of the people who are going to receive the massive marketing campaign. He could be talking about his own dry powder. I don't know. He could be talking about dry powder of somebody else that he knows. Or maybe, just maybe, dry powder is referring to the massive Pulsechain treasury, which is now worth $800 million. This position is up $173 million. Do you have any idea what this would do to the Pulsechain network? I'm not even going to get into it. I have other videos on it. Let's get back to it. The weekends shaken out violently. Let me tell you something about Hex. Hex has been primed for a violent price movement. It has been a very long bear market. In that bear market, we've seen a lot of shark wallets that have capitulated. They got tired, they sold. What does that mean? Hex is a lot lighter because you're losing these whales. They sold and Hex is still alive. Hex is still moving up. The ones that haven't sold, they are mentally tired. They're going to be selling within the 1 to 10 cent range. They're going to take their profits. They're going to be out and they have a huge win. Nobody can blame them. But even bigger than that, during the Pulsechain sacrifice, $1 billion worth of Hex was removed from circulating supply without lowering the price. People sacrificed a lot of Hex. The whales, the sharks, the people you're afraid of, they gave away $1 billion worth of Hex that was taken off the market. And now this Hex is just sitting in wallets doing absolutely nothing. If you're of the same mindset as me, they won't do anything. They're never going to be sold. It's kind of like they were burnt. So you've released all of that sell pressure. You can see how this is starting to compound. You can see it. So Hex is a lot lighter. It is a lot lighter. And even though you're still going to get sells because Hex is highly liquid, which is one of the things that's good about it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't get out of Hex. It is one of the best tokens out there. People sell it all the time, but the demand far exceeds the supply. I'm going to let Richard Hart himself tell you.
I have personally seen tons of people make millions of dollars, and you're telling me it's not happening because you don't understand that the demand exceeds the supply. There's guys with billions of dollars that want Hex. You just don't understand how liquid the market is. Do you understand how many people sell their bags on the way up 380,000%? Do you know how many people sold earlier? Shitloads, tons and tons of people emptied their Hex bags earlier. They did everything they could to murder the price over and over again. People dump the Hex price constantly, all the time. But because the demand exceeds the supply, the price keeps going up and people keep dumping it and they dump it and they empty their fucking wallets. And it doesn't matter because the god whale who's buying it has more money than all their little pleb bags put together.
So the shaking out has been violent. It has lasted years. And that means that Hex is a lot lighter. A lot lighter. The same has happened for Pulse and Pulsex, but I don't think it is as significant as the shaking out that has occurred these past few years in Hex. So the match is nearly struck. You need to be ready for greatness. A chance like this is not going to come again. The winners in crypto are not the ones that buy after they hear it on the news. They are the ones who see the signals before the marketing floodgates open. And that moment is right now. You need to make your choice because as we speak, the shipment is underway. And when it lands, it's going to be pandemonium.